Good evening, friends. I'm Cynthia McBride, the Senior Minister at First Christian Church in Portland, Oregon. It's Friday evening, March 20th, 2020. Much of the world is living through different stages of the COVID-19 coronavirus pandemic. Your community may just be figuring out how this is going to impact you. Or there may already be numerous cases and even some deaths where you live. This is a time when the rhythm of life is changing. We're adjusting to a new normal with no idea how long life this way will have this rhythm. Since beginning my ministry in Portland, and for many years before that, as a congregational pastor, I've often chosen to take Friday as my day off, a time of Sabbath, some rest. Sometimes that means that Friday is a day for chores and doing laundry, catching up on time with my husband, or it might mean time outdoors. Last Friday, I was busy doing ministry for 10 to 12 hours straight, as were many of my colleagues. So today, I knew it was important for me to take some time off, to practice a rhythm of life that is healthy and has some balance. What is the rhythm of life like for you right now? Are your days feeling a little more empty because you're not at work? Are your days just feeling very different because you're working from home, trying to balance time perhaps with children off of classes, and still keeping up professionally? Maybe your job is essential and much needed, and you are still out in the world going to work and finding yourself working even longer hours. This evening, I invite you to take a little bit of time over this weekend to intentionally reflect on the rhythm of your life. There is much right now that we cannot control, but each of us can control in some measure how we spend at least part of our time. Be sure to take time every day to breathe, to rest, to cherish moments in the present, in the immediate now. Attend to those who are dear to you, whether that means you're in isolation together or you're checking in with someone on phone or Skype or FaceTime. What is the rhythm of your life like? For Christians, we're in the midst of the season of Lent, a time when traditionally we're invited to choose to change the rhythm of our living, to have a little extra time every day for prayer, or to take on a sacrificial act as a spiritual discipline. In a way, it's as if the whole world, whether we wanted it or not, is getting a season of Lent, a time to slow down perhaps, or at least to change the rhythm of life. I'm speaking this evening just to remind you to breathe. We'll be okay. Today, I took a break from all of the constant updates on COVID-19. I've installed an app on my phone where I get frequent updates from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention because I trust the accuracy of information from CDC. And I also listen to the Oregon Health Authority since that's where I live. But today I turned off all those notifications. I knew there would be developments in COVID and they'll go right on without me. If you're feeling overwhelmed by an abundance of information, it's okay to take a little break from the intensity of the headlines of the news, and for a little while just be present in the moment where you live. I'm encouraged that in my neighborhood in Bethany, locally here in Northwest Portland, people are paying attention to the request to isolate, to stay home. I can tell by the number of cars parked on the street in front of our house. Cars that usually zoom off to go to work every morning are still parked in the neighborhood. So I know people are working from home even when they're inside their houses. What's it like in your neighborhood? Are people staying in? When I open my back door at night, it's so quiet. It reminds me of other places I've lived in smaller towns where traffic stops in the evening and life slows down. People remember to breathe. Perhaps in the midst of what is truly a crisis, a time with great heartache, a time of hardships yet to come, perhaps in the midst of this pandemic, there are also some blessings. The world gets a chance to breathe with a little less air pollution because there are few cars on the road. A little less light pollution at night, with people turning in a little earlier. All of us are aware of a sense of quiet. May the quiet of a still night seep into your soul and help you adjust the rhythm of life in a balance that is easy and right and healthy for you. Even though the rhythm will change again, things will develop, we'll all adjust. Choose to be healthy. Live in balance as you can and focus on the now. Psalm 46:10 reminds us to be still and know God, the Divine One. If you're not part of a faith community and you're in need of some spiritual support, I invite you to worship with my friends from First Christian Church in Portland this Sunday morning, March 22nd at 10 a.m. We will share a house church model. Each of us will be in our own homes at our own tables, but we'll connect with one another on Facebook. Go to Facebook and look for Portland First Christian Church. We will be live streaming at 10 a.m. on Sunday morning. If you plan on worshiping with us, I invite you to prepare for that time. Have a candle that you can light. If you are a Christian believer and you want to share in the Lord's Supper with us remotely, have some elements that you can partake of, a piece of bread that you can take a bite of, a cup perhaps of juice or wine or another beverage, just so that you can have a sip. We'll join together in the Lord's Supper. We'll read the 23rd Psalm. We'll pray together, and we'll participate in the rhythm of Sabbath time as churches around the world worship in new ways in distant places. You're invited to join us at your table, connected with one table. May the rhythm of your life include table time. Eat a healthy, balanced meal. May the rhythm of your life include quiet, whether it's at night when you sleep or just a few minutes during the day when you catch your breath. May the rhythm of your life include work, perhaps not paid work if you're not fortunate enough for that right now, but still doing something productive and helpful and meaningful for yourself or for the world, even if it's just organizing a corner of a closet you've been putting off for a while. May the rhythm of your life include healthy balance. Walk your dog, call a friend, take care of yourself. Perhaps we'll see you Sunday morning. God bless us all. and remind us to breathe and take a day off when you can. Good night, friends.